Right, all good.
We ready?
Let's go.
Right.
What do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about porn.
Porn. I actually think that's a good topic.
I actually thought of it like yesterday, unironically. As an
What was you doing when you thought about it?
Nothing, actually. I wrote it down and thought that would be a good topic to discuss. I don't know if you want to discuss it or you want to do like an intro first. I don't know how you wanted to organise it.
No, yeah, let's discuss it. Let's just go
porn.
straight in
Let's
and
just
talk
about porn.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
I think that a lot of people don't know whether it's good or bad for you, and I think that's probably the main thing that we should discuss, or is worth discussing, is whether it's actually a detriment to you or not.
Yeah, I think nowadays it is quite damaging, especially when you have a lot of young guys. I don't want to just pinpoint men in general, but because it's damaging for women as well. But I do think it is quite damaging, like especially when more so when you're younger, because the mind is still progressing. When you have someone watching it with no life experience and they think that is what having sex is like, and you realise that's an unrealistic view of what it actually is. And I think, like with anything in life, porn is progressive. Like everything is progressive. We always end up wanting more. And you start off watching one thing, and before you know it, it spirals, and you're watching God knows what. And when you start doing that from a young age, come the age of 28, 30, you know, what you actually going to be into, I think it can be quite damaging, especially like with anything that you get addicted to can be negative. And I know a lot of people are addicted to it nowadays. And I do think what they've done with the age restriction thing is maybe helped a little bit, but I don't think it's not gonna solve underage people watching it and or just people watching it in general.
No, because you had the whole thing about people's data getting leaked, didn't you?
Did you?
So there was that digital ID thing that you had to upload your ID that they released, and now they're going to do just over everything. You have to have like a digital ID. You have to like upload photos of your face. But yeah, I'm pretty sure loads of people's data got leaked.
Really?
So like on the internet, and you imagine how bad that is. Like, that, I mean, digital IDs getting leaked is a bad thing already, but you imagine that getting leaked and specifically being related to porn. Your face comes up. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rough, and that's pretty worrying for like how the digital ID thing is going to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. I suppose probably a good thing if it's helped remotely into just stopping like young people watching porn and stuff like that. Because I think porn is, I think it, yeah, as you said, like encourages people to watch progressively more and more fucked up shit. Encourages some probably weird fetishes and shit like that, like some proper weird, like let's be honest, like, you know, you go back a couple of 100 years, people wouldn't have even thought of some of this shit.
Oh man, that's what I mean.
Like, it's crazy what some people are watching, and I think it fucks up people's like social ability as well. Like, how they can talk to people. I don't think it's gonna do you any good. I don't think there's anything good to come out of it whatsoever.
No.
Apart from mild stress relief. It may be the only thing that someone gets out of it.
Burning some calories, you know.
I don't think, like 1 calorie. I don't think it's going to be worth in any world situation or scenario to watch porn. I think it's fucked up.
As well, I think, like, just linking into that, just, I don't know, I just think masturbation in general is just people, yeah, especially, again, a lot of young guys, I know women as well, but a lot of young guys are just wasting so much time on watching that shit and sitting in their bedroom fucking bashing one out into a tissue like 12 times a day. And it's like, mate, come on, mate. Like
12 times a day?
Well,
exaggeration, maybe?
I'm just taking my daily average and thinking everyone else does the same.
Adding on one or the two.
Yeah. But no, I think, yeah, I don't know. But again, though, I think like what we're talking about on the way here is society has changed massively. And I do think it's with social media, I think for a lot of guys, it's definitely harder to get into a decent relationship nowadays. And there's almost that social status. And if you don't have a certain social status, it's harder for a man to go and get laid. Let's be honest. Whereas for a woman, it's way easier. You know, if a woman wants to go get laid, they literally just can.
Yeah,
whereas a male, it's way harder unless they have social status, a following, they're financially stable, and that's the expectation of a good quality male.
Yeah.
Is to have a good job, nice house, car, have his shit together, be able to provide. Has that social status, good looking, good body, whatever it is. That's like, it's almost like a standard. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas women, like, it doesn't always have to be that standard. It's just, you know, if you're half decent looking, okay, great. And then that woman knows that. You know, the women know that they have that power and they will play on it. So I think a lot of it, when you then take that scenario, when you take that situation, when you look at it like that, and a lot of men are just like, oh man, I can't compete. And they're just bashing one out, you know, in their bedroom.
Yeah. No, I suppose I agree. Like, how important do you reckon, though, it's like become for, let's say, like, let's take the financial thing and the status and stuff like that. Like, let's say we've got two guys, okay? So we've got some handsome bloke who's like the epitome of attractive. He's tall, dark, handsome, whatever they like, you know? And then we've got some guy who's less traditionally attractive, not hideous by any means, because I think there's definitely a certain point where people can become so opinionated on something that they becomes unrealistic and just not an option. But less traditionally attractive, but he's got really good assets. I'd like to see where that line kind of sits, where you've got like the guy with, who's attractive with the nice personality, and then the guy who's just doing really well for himself in life, and he's got, you know, all this shit and he can take them to all these places. And I suppose it depends on the person as well as to like which they choose. But I think the line, there'd definitely be a kind of rough area where it would cross over. It'd be interesting to see where that sits.
Yeah, and that is interesting because you do also see like these billionaires on yachts and they're 50, 60, 70 years old.
Oh, they'll be fat as fuck.
Fat as fuck. And they've got women around them. It's creepy, man. It's fucking creepy. And I'll tell you what, like, I mean, even on a smaller scale, I used to work in a club on the doors, and I used to look after the VIP area. And used to have a lot of guys go in there, and they used to own like the barber shops, the kebab shops and stuff, and they're all a bit fucking pervy. And I used to really struggle with this because you'd have them bringing up young girls, 18, 19, 20, and they were all like in their, 50s or whatever. Because they owned like loads of shops, like it's mainly barber shops or kebab shops, and they would have these young girls come up to their table and they'd buy them bottles of champagne, and you can't really say nothing because these girls are there willing, going, oh, can we come up to you? I'm like, well, if you're with them, then yeah, okay. And they would be there. And they weren't interested in the guys, but they were interested in that social status. They wanted to
just sit at the
take
big table.
pictures with bottles of Ciroc, champagne, have all those sparkly things coming out your bloody drinks. And they loved that. And they were there taking pictures, not with the guys, but the guys didn't care. They're sat there. And these girls, you just get absolutely smashed. But it's like they came there sober and they were willing to sit there and have drinks brought for them and get progressively more drunk, and by the end of the night, like they're sat on their laps. And for me, it's just morally incorrect. Like, I've got a daughter, and I think if my daughter was ever like that, I'd really fucking struggle. And hopefully I would never bring her up to be that way. But yeah, I think in that case, and that's not, these guys aren't millionaires. You know, they've just paid a few £100 for a table in a nightclub, you know, a shit one as well. And I find that very worrying, but it also says a lot about today's society and just image in general. You know, like people do anything for a few likes on social media and to be seen as someone they're not. And even a lot of these guys who are buying these tables, man, like, you know, I knew there's one guy, and he'd come into this club every single like Friday or Saturday night and like do the same thing, like offer these girls champagne, hire out a table. Man, the guy worked at fucking Primark, and like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, but the guy is obviously pretending to be someone he's not.
Yeah.
And again, just for likes and attention on social media. And I think people's morals are low if it means that someone else can perceive them in a way that they're actually not. Yeah.
It's pretty sad that he had to consider doing that to like
very sad
get that approval. I suppose it's an easier way of approval though when you've got that. I don't know whether it's a minority of girls who would respond more to the status side of things, but I think they're probably simpler to please, I guess. If it's a monetary thing, but then I that is pretty sad, unfortunately, that, that people have gone down that route of the financial stuff.
That's what I'm saying. And it's a hard one, like, because then on the opposite, let's say someone is just with someone for their looks, you know, and I think a lot of guys will be with women just for the way they look, and the woman's got no fucking personality like a goldfish, but she looks alright, so yeah, I do. It's
a weird one though, because I think relationships are fairly like, well, not shallow. I think that's the wrong word, but I think they're based on attraction. So I think that's like obviously one of the most 100%. Important parts is just like you find them hot, essentially. And
on the flip side, like, you know, people are like, oh, it's not all about looks. Okay, cool, but like you don't see someone's fucking personality walking down the street, do you? You don't go to approach someone and go, I think they've got a great personality. I mean, like again, if you was to approach a really attractive person and they had a shit personality, you'd be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. You know, I'm not going to take you out anywhere. But yeah, on the flip side, if you're not actually physically attracted to someone, you're probably not going to go over and talk to them. I think nowadays, what are the actual chances of, you know, guys going over, or even women going over and talking to guys, setting up a normal conversation? It's more like, oh, I'm going to find out what her Instagram is, then message her on there, or, you know, swipe on Tinder. It's like the human interaction is slowly dying, and when you find a relationship online, I don't know, I've never done online dating. I've been with my missus for like 10 years. But
so that's an interesting topic as well as the online dating.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's like when you're looking for something online, and instead of going and approaching someone in person, you're like, you know what? I find them on Instagram, and it's like, but like
it feels strange. You know,
weird.
It doesn't
weird.
feel right. You know, when you can't see someone's body language and have a conversation with them, something just feels off about it. I don't know.
Yeah, like that's what I don't understand. Is I understand the concept of it, but you know, let's say you was on Tinder and you swiped and you started talking to some woman. You just know there's like 10 other guys also talking to the same woman, and you're just there. Like, it's almost like a competition. Like, oh, well, which one do I like the most? And then it's just like either they're picking and choosing, or you're picking and choosing. It's a weird scenario. I think, because if you go to talk to someone in person, you know, there's not like 10 other guys all lined up waiting for that conversation. Whereas online, it's like, you know, that in between replying to you, she's actually probably replying to someone else as well.
Yeah.
And then one of my clients was saying, he does online dating. He's like, yeah, I went on a date with some girl, and it was a really nice time. And she was like, yeah, just to let you know, I do have a couple of other dates lined up. And he's like,
strange that she felt compelled to mention it.
Yeah,
like I can understand, obviously, if you're dating, you're going to like try and meet different people and new people. I completely understand that, but why would you say that?
That's what I mean. And it's almost like, yeah, just hold that thought. I'll be back to you in a week's time. Just see if these other guys are better. And it's just a weird concept. Like, yeah, no, it's for me. Like, I've never done it, and I'm kind of grateful and glad I never have to experience it, because it's just a whole waste of fucking time going on dates and hey, how's it going? Oh man, I couldn't do it with all that. You know,
the worst part as well is like dating is just the fucking small talk and shit like that. That is just like soul draining. Of just having to like go through. It almost feels like, obviously, like every conversation is different, but you know, that's starting again with people and like that. I mean, I think it's worse on social media because you're just like, I think you've got the two kind of tribes of people on like dating apps and stuff like that, of just people who say the most absurd, crazy shit, and then just you're going to have to small talk, you know, have essentially the same conversations over and over again. You've just got like two extremes and no in between.
I say this to my missus all the time. Because she's like, what'd you do if like I left you or you left me or whatever, like talking hypothetically. I'm like, I don't have the energy levels to like get to know. I'm like 29, yeah? So the chances are if I was to get with anyone else, they'd be similar age, like 30, say. I do not want to get to know someone and hear about 30 years of their fucking life. I just can't be bothered to get to know someone and then get to know every experience they've ever had, and you know, their goods, their bads, and oh man, like, sorry, but I'm just don't have the time or the energy to listen to a 30-year life story. So I say to my missus, you don't have to worry, because I really just would not like. The last thing I would be doing is getting to know someone via Instagram or Tinder. Did you hear about that? There's that video circling online at the moment. Again, I don't know the full story, but I've just looked at some reaction videos to it. And I think it's a guy and this woman, they were married for a long time. She gets up on stage with some celebrity, some singer, some performer, whatever he is, and kisses him on stage. And then the husband then like pulls her off stage almost and is like, what the fuck you doing? And then leaves like the 10-year marriage because of what she'd done on stage. Now, like, a lot of women are protecting this his wife and saying, oh no, he's just insecure, it's, you know, like it's just a joke, and you know, it wasn't serious, it's not like she's gonna run off with him. And obviously he left us at now, like that's just cheating. That's
such a fucking flawed way of thinking.
It's fucked.
That's just like cuck logic.
It's crazy.
It's like
that people are defending her. And there's women, like, I've seen comments, women are like, oh yeah, well, it's obviously, it's not like she's cheating, because I'm like, no, she's on stage cheating. Like,
I really worry about the blindless positivity that women give to each other, because sometimes it's just awful. It's completely unrooted, doesn't have any kind of logic behind it. It's just, I just feel this, you know, uncontrollable urge to just be positive to other women, regardless of the situation, regardless of the context. And it's just like this level of positivity. It's like, yeah, if she wants to cuck him, then fucking go, good for her, you know, girl power. It's like, it's just insane. It's just too much positivity. I think girls just hype each other up too much.
And in a situation like that, everyone's like, oh yeah, well, you know, men are defending him, saying, yeah, like, I mean, I've been with my missus for 10 years.
Yeah.
If my missus jumped on stage and was with like some celebrity, for one, I'd be like, hey, what the fuck? He's just a human. Like, obviously, we all like, you know, look up to certain people and like artists and whatever, but like to be like obsessive over someone to the point where you're like, oh my god, and you're like, that's embarrassing. And yeah, if my missus got on stage and just like, you know, it was even flirtatious or even kissed, yeah, like, definitely, mate. Like, you're telling me, I'd be like, oh, it's all right, oh, that's my wife.
I'd just leave,
mate. Oh yeah,
that's out. You'd just be like, no, okay.
So that's what I would do. Yeah. So he obviously went on stage and pulled her off. I would do the opposite. I'd be like,
I'd just leave.
I'd leave. I'd be like, I don't even want to pull you off stage. I'll crack on because you've shown your true colours now.
Yeah. I've obviously made a massive fucking mistake trusting you. Like, I feel like a fucking idiot, so I'm going to go and, like, think about my fucking decisions, work on how I judge people and shit, and take this as a lesson, you know, a fucking hard-earned lesson.
I mean, like, I wouldn't even have the time and the energy to pull her off stage and go, you know what? That's really, I want to, you know what? Fucking stay on stage. You know, because you're now on holiday by yourself. And I think. But then on the flip side, there are guys who would probably just accept that and roll over like a bitch. You know, and I think that again, that's like in modern day society. I think there are a lot of men who would still maybe be pissed off, but just go, oh, you know what? Yeah, like it's fine. Mate, I've had friends before who've like. Their missus is cheating on them. They're back with her, and I'm like, you know, mate, I don't know.
Do you think it's like a fear of like being alone or something like that? Then that's probably the most likely answer, or like just a unfortunate level of attachment.
Yeah, I think there's that. I think there's that, and then just I don't know. It's just like a lack of self-respect for yourself. You know, imagine like your missus getting smashed in by someone else, and then 2 weeks later you're like, oh, it's alright. Let's try and make it work. You're just like, would you not have that image in your head the whole time? Because I know I couldn't do it. You know?
No, I think it's ridiculous.
And then the trouble is, like, you got like women defending women like that, like you said, that ultra positivity, and you know, and but it wasn't her fault. Maybe if she showed him more attention, or if he showed her more attention, I think
that's such a snaky way of thinking, though.
Oh, I've heard that loads. Yeah. But I mean, guys do it as well.
It really fucking angers me when someone tries to turn a situation like that around and turn it into their fault. There's a word for it, isn't there? Like in psychology, like twisting things so it's their fault. Yeah, it's like putting the blame on them, somehow managing, and some people are so good at it.
Yeah.
It fucks me off when they like put the blame on someone else, like just going for that argument of saying they should have given them more attention. It's like, nah, fuck them, give them no attention.
Yeah.
Fucking be done with them. Like, why would you give someone attention who has that in their choices and capabilities to do something like that? Don't give them any attention.
Yeah.
Fucking get rid of them. They'd like, yeah, oh man.
That's the trouble with just modern day society, isn't it? There's so much opinion online, and I find social media will, again, with guys and women, people will view something on social media and portray it in their own way as an excuse to act a certain way. You know, like men will treat women a certain way because they've seen people online do it. But then women will be like, hey, I deserve better than this. I deserve more, you know, and then we'll go and cheat and be like, well, yeah, like, because it's what I find what people consume on social media will determine the way they act in person. And people don't necessarily think for themselves anymore. I believe people are just consumed. They consume so much shit online that they have this false persona. That's not even them. It's not even the way they think. It's just because some celebrity has come out with some quote and it's like, yeah, you don't need fucking men. And so you do. Like, you know, it's not saying, I hate it, like, oh, this equality bullshit. It's a load of rubbish. Like, men and women are equal in different ways. And like men have a role and women have a role. Women are better at certain things and men are better at certain things. There's no like one is better than the other. Men are better at physical work. Women are better at
making
caring.
Sandwiches.
Yeah. Like, and it's that's the trouble. Yeah.
I can't wait to cancel myself.
Yeah, this podcast has just been restricted. But it's I don't know, it's the modern day societies, we can't say nothing to anyone, and everyone is right in their own way because of what they've consumed on social media. But yeah.
So like what are your thoughts on the overwhelming positivity that women give each other in regards to breakups and the so-called hoe phase?
That's fucking awful.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. Yeah, like it's
like no, just fucking girl power. Just enjoying myself. It's like
it's going around sleeping with people is not someone getting over someone. It's an excuse.
Yeah,
to be a slag. That's all it is. It's a fucking excuse.
That's the cover up. Is I've had a breakup, now I can do it.
And it's no different to someone having a breakup and going and taking loads of cocaine and drinking. You're masking the pain.
Yeah.
Through shit dopamine, short-term dopamine, and it's not going to make you happy. It might make you happy in the short term, but it's not going to make you happy long term.
No.
You think going to go and sleep with 10 guys is going to make you happy? Just getting passed around? No, I don't think that's logical. That's not happiness. That's chasing. You're trying to fill a void.
Yeah.
But then again, that overwhelming positivity is like, hoe phase. It's
slay.
Yeah, slay. Oh man, so fucking cringy. But then even guys do the same thing. Or they talk to multiple women.
Yeah, no, I don't for a minute think that it's better either way.
That's what I'm saying. Guys will also do the same thing. They go around, I done a video the other day about this, like they go around chasing women, and alongside other shit dopamine in the club, drinking, smoking, whatever, trying to fill a void. And you can sleep with as many women as you want, but it's not going to make you fucking happy. No. It might make you happy for like that instant gratification, that 10 minutes, but that's about it, And yeah, I think with both people who do that type of stuff, they're just trying to fill voids in their life, and they've got no real purpose, no direction. They're just and then the overwhelming body positivity. I saw a great comment the other day, and it was someone done a bodybuilding show, some woman, and like she was clearly overweight. And the thing with bodybuilding is anyone can enter a bodybuilding show. There should be some form of regulation on it, because I could not just enter a 100-meter race if I didn't qualify for it. Because if I was to now, like, everyone is running 9, 10, 11 seconds and I'm running 4 minutes, people are going to be like, hey, this guy should not be in this race. He should not be here. And this woman was the same. Like, massive respect to anyone who's got the bollocks to step on stage or compete in any sport. But in order to compete, you have to be able to actually compete. And she was massively overweight. Should not be on the bodybuilding stage. People can say that's harsh. It's not, because you're there for a particular reason. That is to be to have symmetry, to be low body fat percentage, to be lean, to be defined. That is the definition of bodybuilding. Not to go on there and be over 30% body fat. Like, that's not bodybuilding. And one of the comments was, this is what girl positivity does. And then if you look at all the comments, it was, hey, well done, girl, amazing, you're beautiful. And like massive respect for anyone getting on stage and doing that. But if you now turn around to me and you was 30% body fat, I'm going to do a bodybuilding show, but mate, don't fucking do that. You're just not ready. Like, you are nowhere near ready for a bodybuilding show. You're 30% body fat, mate. Don't even look, you're not even fucking training. Whereas a lot of women be like, oh no, yeah, you've got this. You got to smash it. And they know in the back of their head that you should not be on that fucking stage.
See, this is the thing. They'll say, these positive things, but they won't believe them themselves.
No, it's lying. Which is
crazy.
That is manipulating.
And I think it must be a desire to be liked yourself, and to bigging other people up into something that you don't believe, is just trying to get that approval for yourself, saying these things.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I don't get it. I don't know what I just can't lie to people. I just have to be honest, and sometimes it upsets people. But I'd rather, that's the trouble with people. People are so fucking soft that you can't just be like, hey man, you're a little bit fat, just lose some weight. Because, oh my God, you just called him fat. It's better than the opposite. Now you look amazing, mate. You look great. You look fine. Don't lose no weight. You're amazing the way you are. It's like, no, put the crisps down, mate. Put the fucking chocolate bar down. Yeah. Get to the gym and better yourself, because that is what's best for you. You know it.
Like shit.
I know it. You look like shit. You feel like shit. You're over 30% body fat. You know, you're depressed. You're not getting out. You're not socialising. You need to change your fucking life. You know, if I turn around and you said, "Oh, mate, nah, you're doing great, mate. You know, smash it, mate. Yeah, mate, you're killing. You're beautiful the way you are." That's a fucking lie. You know, that's not good for you. That's not good for me. You consuming, 5,000 calories of potato chips and McDonald's and fucking Ben and Jerry's is not good for you. To me, saying, "Hey, that's not good for you. You're fat. Lose some weight. Actually, do something with your life," is actual kindness. You know, it's not what you want to hear, but that's the reason why you don't want to hear it, because
tough love.
Yeah, it's tough love. Like, if you get offended by something I say, it's 9 times out of 10 because it's true, you know, and you want me to be, "Hey man, nah, just relax, you know, you're working hard, you know, that 9 to 5, you don't need to go to the gym. Nah, man, that fat, nah, that's not fat, it's muscle." You know, that's the trouble, I think, with a lot of women. They fall into that category of, "Oh my God, you're amazing, you're beautiful. Oh, you're so curvy." You're not curvy.
I think it is somewhat the desire to get that approval. I think men have it. I think men have a lot of it. I think men are a lot more self-critical. I think women want approval from other women and things like that a little bit more than men want approval from other men. Because a lot of men just hate other men, based on like what we like. But yeah, I think that does drive them to say some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
to be desired.
It's harmful. Like I've been very vocal about the body positivity stuff, and mate, it's so harmful. You know, like women walking around. Well, I think men make it worse because you have unattractive females who are overweight, like very overweight, but they will get attention off of guys because guys just don't give a shit. They're just like, they will just have sex with anything, and they're just animalistic, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't give a shit what they look like. I just," instead of like, and it gives these people a false sense of confidence, because if you're a female online now, you can rack up 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 followers just by getting your fucking tits out. You show a little bit of cleavage and show a little bit of your ass. No matter how you fucking look, you can be 30%, 40% body fat.
You'll get approval.
And you will get approval of men and women. Oh my God.
Which is what they want.
Yeah. And then, you know, like in reality, like no one's looking at them thinking, "Oh my God, you look amazing." But men are so desperate that they will go, "Oh, well, you know, she's got her tits out, so she must be easy. She's 30% body fat, but I don't really care because I'm not getting it from anyone else. You know, I'm not getting it from any other, you know, like anyone else who's a normal body fat percentage." So they just go, "Oh, you know what? I'll message this person, and oh my God, you're so beautiful. Do you have an OnlyFans? Let me sign up to your OnlyFans. Give them some money." And then, "Oh man, I'm getting paid by married men to do this and that." And it's like, but fucking hell, like, you know, it's just because of the desperation of men. Men cannot control themselves. They have no self-control, so they're just giving money to any fucking woman that they can, or just trying to get some fucking nudes or sleep with anyone in its desperation, and then makes the woman have false sense of confidence, so they don't want to change the way they look, even though they need to improve their lifestyle. And you got other women going, "Oh my God, you're amazing." It's like everyone is just walking around with a false sense of confidence, thinking that they're better than they are when they're not.
No, I think we should bring back fat shaming.
Yep.
I don't think fat shaming is that bad of a thing. I've seen some quite funny memes, to be fair, of this guy who said his friend messaged him calling him fat every day for like a few years, and he just made an insane body transformation. Yeah, like I think if you've got a strong mind, you can. I think a bit of fat shaming. A bit of fat shame isn't such a bad thing. No, it's. I don't think it's not like. You know, if you set out of kindness, it's definitely not. Like, if you was to get fat, but mate, what the fuck? Come on, mate. Next week I come in and I've just got like 3 chins. 4 McDonald's there. It's like, and then I start giving health advice. Like, yeah, I just don't really think you should be eating this shit.
Yeah, and mate, but the trouble is that it's a legit thing. Yeah, you'd have someone listen to you.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, you do get some people who are out of shape and fat, and they do give health advice anyway, which is a bit fucked.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like if you're an ex-powerlifter and you've won X amount of trophies and stuff and medals, you can give some form of like advice because you've been there and you've done it. But
yeah, well, you're giving advice on, like, I think you can only give advice on what you've achieved or what you have knowledge of.
Yeah.
But someone who's just eaten a lot and sat on the sofa, obviously they don't have any advice to give, because that's a very easy thing to achieve.
That's what I'm saying. So like, what they're fat personal trainers who are giving out nutrition advice is the same as ChatGPT giving out nutrition advice, because ChatGPT hasn't been there, hasn't done it, but it can tell you the science.
ChatGPT is a lot smarter.
Yeah.
And it knows a lot more, whereas these people, they don't seem trustworthy. You know, it's selling something that they haven't got themselves. There's something kind of deeply untrustworthy about it.
Yeah, so you now come to me for business advice and without me having a business. Or, you know, I'm a financial advisor who's broke
as fuck. Yeah,
I'm a mortgage advisor who's homeless. It's just like you just wouldn't do it. But there are so many coaches go, well, it doesn't matter how fat you are, because if you're in the gym and get strong, your heart ain't fucking strong. Your heart's like on the brink of fucking exploding. And you're telling me, oh, it's about the mental well-being. Like, your mental well-being would be way better if you was a normal body fat percentage. Your blood work would be way better if you're a normal body fat percentage. Don't sit there and tell me that, you know, I'm empowering people in the gym to feel confident and to be inspired to be strong and not be fit, not be not lose weight. Like, if you are overweight, there's just no, it's black and white. If you're overweight, you need to lose the weight. It's as simple as that, and you will feel more confident through action. You will look better, your blood work will be better, you'll be more healthy, you'll increase your longevity. So you have these coaches who are saying, well, no, you don't need that. You know, just come to the gym and feel confident and feel empowered. Shut up. Like, you are not going to feel confident and empowered just by going in and lifting some weights. You need to have a transformation. And this is like, it's pretty nuts. Someone sent me a post the other day saying about if personal trainers worked solely on commission with the clients that they have, how many personal trainers would get paid at the end of the month? Probably not many.
Well, as in like how much they achieve.
Yeah, like as in like if we were just paid by the transformations that we got people.
No, probably not a lot at all. Genuinely.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of trainers, like even good trainers, can focus on things like confidence inside the gym. So I think there's a big difference between confidence in the gym and body confidence. I think they're two separate things.
100%.
I think you can have someone who's really fat and really overweight, and I do think there's a limit, and I don't think you should be saying necessarily these things to them. I don't think fat shaming is the first option you should go with.
Maybe the second or the third.
If you had like a really fat client, you'd be like, "Oh mate, you're disgusting. I'll see you next week."
Yeah,
it's just it's not going to work, because like 9 times out of 10, these people, their confidence is just in the gutter. Their hormones are in the gutter, which is like linked into their confidence. So, you know, you could literally say something like a scared animal and they'll never come back for another session. Like sometimes even if they've paid you, like I haven't had this, but like I can imagine a lot of people have, even if they've paid you, sometimes they'll miss a session just because of that confidence, and they'll like make up excuses and stuff, which is really, really, really sad. So I think it's really important to make people feel comfortable. I think everyone's different in how you do that, but you know, just being like aware of that it's okay to be at any level. You know, everyone starts at different levels. It doesn't matter where you start. Everyone makes bad choices. I make bad choices. You probably make bad choices. That's okay. but like now you've been given all the tools and stuff to make better choices. You know, let's start doing this together. You know.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I say to all my clients, like, you know, we're all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna make mistakes. I've been overweight.
We all have like that cheat meal that we didn't plan, or like that naughty little thing that we didn't plan and stuff like that. Everyone is human.
Yeah, everyone goes through that. And people who are overweight, it's no different to someone who's an alcoholic, a drug addict. You know, I've done stuff in the past which has been awful, but it's about, okay, right. It's just having the awareness, identifying where we've gone wrong, and having the ability to fix it, and just having you saying, you know what, yeah, okay, right, this isn't right, I need to change, and making the change. You know, like, I can go back in the past and pick out 100 things which I've done wrong, but you just learn from it and you grow from it. Or you can do the opposite, choose to ignore it. Choose to ignore it, make excuses for it, and like go to a personal trainer who's saying, yeah, well, you don't need to change. You don't need to change. Yeah, just stay the way you are. As long as you feel confident lifting some weights, it's like, no, like, you need to just have the ability to say, you know what, yeah, I fucked up, I can do better. And it's not about the setback, it's about how you deal with it. You know, it's, do you learn, do you grow, do you progress, or do you stay the same? And if you go to a personal trainer who's going to help you get better, help you transform your life, help you improve your blood work, help you look more confident, feel more confident, then amazing. But going to a personal trainer who's going to just blow smoke up your ass, doesn't want to put no work in, tracking your calories, tracking your lifts. They just want to tell you that you are amazing and you feel good. And it doesn't matter how you look, doesn't matter how fit you are. What matters is how you feel. That's rubbish. That's rubbish, because that person, if they were to focus on how they feel mentally and physically, that's a no-brainer. Why just choose one part? Because one part's way easier to convince yourself of absolute delusion that you feel amazing, but when in reality you look in the mirror, you don't look amazing. You know, your blood work says otherwise. Your lifespan is decreasing. You know, so you go to a personal trainer for them to give you the tools to lose weight, to be healthy, to promote health and fitness, and within that you're going to get confidence. But if you choose to ignore those tools, or the personal trainer says you don't actually need to apply them, don't apply anything which, like, the personal trainer has learnt within their actual personal training course. Just forget that. Just focus on this, which is your mental well-being, and convincing yourself of absolute delusion that you're just amazing and you feel fit, you're strong. But in reality, you're not, because that's not what you learn on the PT course. You never learn on the personal training qualification. Okay, well, this is what you need to learn to pass the course. Don't worry about that. Just convince the client that they're amazing.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it links back into that desire for approval as well, because some people figure out that with a accommodating atmosphere they can get that approval, and they can get people to like them, and they can make people feel good with an accommodating atmosphere. And I think that's a really dangerous pitfall, because it makes you feel good to make other people feel good. And when you have an accommodating atmosphere and you tell people that things are okay and that's fine, then people will be like, oh, cool, you know, I'm starting to feel more comfortable. But then the problem is when you actually have to teach them the real way, they'll have to relearn all of that. Yeah. And what you really want is not an accommodating like atmosphere and like environment. Is you want a nurturing environment. You want an environment that's going to support them to make progress, not an environment that's going to make them feel good now. You want to make them feel good to feel better. You want to encourage the behavior that's going to help them grow. And you want to be things like, you know, acknowledging that everyone starts at a different level. Everyone grows at a different rate and things like that. I think that's the most important advice to give people in regards to that.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone's on their own journey. Everyone's come from different backgrounds. And it's what I've struggled with in the past is I've had different mentors and stuff, and I've always said, like, I feel like I'm different with every single client, And my old mentor, he said to me, it's because you're a good coach. He said, because there's a different approach for every single person. Everyone's different. Everyone's got their own problems. Everyone's got different lifestyles. He said, what you say to a 30-year-old guy who's single, it could be different to what you say and how you act with a single mum of 4, you know, in their late 30s. You know, like you're gonna have to treat them a little bit different. You have to be a little bit more sensitive to maybe someone who's a little bit older, a little bit less experienced, lacking confidence, compared to some guy who just wants to come in the gym and get big. You can probably be a little bit more straightforward, a little bit more aggressive for your approach. You could probably diet them down a little bit harder, and when they don't check in, be like, come on mate, what's your problem? Whereas, you know, when you've got like a woman who's a little bit nervous, never really been you can't really be on their case, but hey, why aren't you in the gym? Why aren't you? Like, you have to go, okay, right, find out the reasons. That's why I said, like, over the years I've developed and come to the understanding that my coaching isn't one size fits all.
No.
It's very, very diverse due to the person, their lifestyle, their experience, their confidence levels, their abilities. And I will adapt my coaching around their situation. And don't get me wrong, I can openly say I've got it wrong a lot of times, but you just learn through that. And I think as a coach, when you are open to being wrong, to being adaptive, to change into what suits the client, you're going to get way more results. And just being on that personal level with them is way more beneficial than just having that one size fits all. And you have to be diverse with it.
No, 100%. I think a lot of people say they're like in social situations a bit of a chameleon. And you're different with different friend groups and stuff like that. Yeah. And I do think everyone, 100% needs a different approach to make them feel confident and comfortable and things like that. So 100%, I think that's a very very professional way to look at it and do it.
Right, we are back. What was your question?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
What was it about?
Games?
Oh, I just asked if you played any video games.
Oh, I mean, I will play GTA 6 if it comes out in our lifetime, but probably not. Probably never play a game again. Oh no, but I used to like play Call of Duty and stuff when I was a bit younger, but yeah, I just don't really have the time. And even if I did have the time, it's like, well, I could probably be doing something more productive with my time. So, yeah, I mean, I will probably play games again, hopefully maybe when I retire. Maybe I'll play some games. Yeah. What about you?
Probably just in time for GTA 6, yeah.
GTA 6, yeah. I'll retire when that comes out.
Probably, yeah.
20, 30 years' time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should do like a Minecraft Let's Play and put it on the channel. I don't know. I don't know if people would like that.
Mate,
sit here and play Minecraft.
I think it's crazy. Like, I'm not knocking it, because if you can make money out of doing something you like, then great. But people make some serious money from playing Minecraft. Like, you have adults, men in their 30s who are making millions playing Minecraft.
Pretty decent way to live.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I kind of respect it in a way, because it's like someone has just literally capitalized on a £200, £300 PlayStation or computer. A computer maybe a little bit more expensive, but it's like someone's just capitalized on that and said, you know what, I'm just going to make millions off of this console. And fair play, you know. Would
you like to do that as a job though? You'd be stuck behind a screen all the time.
Yeah,
I don't know if that'd be
fun,
enjoyable. Like, their social skills. I mean, you can tell in like the videos and stuff that they're definitely like proper nerdy and autistic and like
autistic nerds.
You know, they probably the most social interaction they get is going to Sainsbury's and talking to the person at the till, and even that's awkward.
Like 3 a.m.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh fuck, I run out of G Fuel. Do you hook me up?"
Gatorade.
It's this old woman just be like, "Yeah, no problem."
Yeah, no, I think it's crazy. Like, what some of these people do. I mean, how much money they make for what they do. You know, like these Twitch streamers.
But it's only those top few percent who are really bringing it in. But it is crazy how they genuinely do just make so much money off just playing like a just silly little game and stuff. I know there's a high degree of editing, but it's just like, I guess some people just win the kind of, I don't know, like luck draw, I guess. Like they'll have a video that goes viral and stuff like that.
That's what I think. It's like, so I think there's an element of luck in just position yourself to be that lucky. Like if you look at a lot of people in growing industries, when someone gets into an industry which is growing, so like if you look at all the early day Twitch streamers, YouTubers, even like people like James Smith, you know, online coaching, like they were doing something which not many people were, so they were always going to stand out. Yeah, look at James Smith. There's not many people doing what he was doing at that moment in time.
No, he started early, didn't he?
It started so early. He started on Facebook, then moved over to Instagram. And so a lot of these Twitch streamers, they start so early within it. Like all the big ones now, even look at YouTubers, like look at people like KSI and stuff. You know, like I remember watching him when I was in school, and look at him now. And because he's been doing it for so long, obviously there's an element of consistency, dedication, doing something just relentlessly. But they were in it at the right time as well. They've obviously positioned themselves for that luck. You know, I don't think they're fully lucky, but like, you know, like a lot of people that time were going viral. And when something's so new and early, I guarantee if there's a new social media platform come out and not many people are on it, if you was on it just doing what you're doing now, chances of you getting viral and getting more views is quite high. It's just positioning yourself for that luck. Yeah, I kind of wish I was on Instagram like when it first started. I remember getting it when it first started and doing nothing with it.
When did it come out?
I don't even know. I think when I was 16, maybe.
So 15. When you were 16, I would have been. How old are you?
29.
29. I'm 23. So, like 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have Instagram when you was 10?
No.
Did you have a phone when you was 10?
Yeah, I think I had a Samsung Galaxy Mini or something like that.
This is a good topic. What age do you think kids should have phones as a non-parent?
Interesting one. Because my little sister, who's 9, has like my mum's old phone, which is like a Google Pixel. I don't know whether kids should have a phone that young though. I mean, it makes them more likely to get obsessed with things like games and stuff like that. And as I've probably said before, I think games are good fun and all, but it's no secret that they're majorly time consuming. And I think kids should be doing other stuff because kids, like, that's your formative years, isn't it? Yeah. And if you spend your formative years playing Minecraft, your social skills aren't going to be as good. Like, I guess if you're still going to school, but then the school holidays and stuff like that, you know, some kids will turn into hermits and stuff like that. They're like, there was certain times of my life when I was a kid and I'd just like stay inside and play Xbox, and it was fucking awful. Yeah. And I do think it did some damage to me, like socially. I don't know to what degree. Like, I don't have any problem socializing, but you've obviously got some kids who will literally stay inside and play like Roblox and stuff, and I think that will affect them into adulthood. Yeah, and I think Steve Jobs, when he was alive, he came out publicly and announced I'll never ever let my children near an iPad. And apparently in Silicon Valley, so like the tech capital of the world, all of the kids there, when they go to their like weird private schools, it's all a bit weird in Silicon Valley, but when they go to their private schools, none of them are allowed iPad, none of them are allowed technology. So you have the people who are creating, the founders of Apple, who are saying, hey, do not give your kids these products. It's like drug dealers don't try their own products.
Yeah, it's literally, Steve Jobs openly said that they don't have an iPad in the house, and he created it. That's Steve Jobs. Like, what better way to like damage your stock shares and say don't buy this? You know. So I think when you look at it like that, yeah, it's like you see those videos of kids now that are like just scrolling through. You know, like when they're asleep, or they will cry and they will scream for their tablets, for their iPads. They're so dependent. And I watched something about like how kids' brains aren't developed. They're developing as it is. So then when you then shove an iPad in the mix and you've got these bright colours, this instant dopamine and all of that, you know, it disrupts their learning abilities. No wonder why everyone's, like we were saying earlier, everyone's got ADHD. Maybe it's because of the way they're being brought up with constant stimulation, constant dopamine, and kids just can't sit and do nothing anymore. They have to be constantly stimulated. They have to have something in their hand. They have to have something they're playing with, bright colours, loud noises, fast transitions. And, you know, when you then combine that with just a shit diet kids are having now, especially like in their older years, like we're saying, like you have kids who are vaping. You have kids which are walking to school with a can of Monster with 56 grams of sugar. They're having chocolate, they're having sweets. They're constantly fixated on their phones, and from a young age they've been brought up with an iPad, you know, and they have an attention span of a goldfish, and you wonder why they can't sit in a class and, you know, and listen. With all of that stimulation they've been exposed to, the caffeine, the sugar, the processed foods, and you wonder why they can't sit and concentrate for an hour, multiple hours a day. Oh, well, they've got ADHD. And I don't think they have. I think their lifestyle is so fucked that they've just been conditioned to instant gratification, instant dopamine. So when they're then told to sit still, they can't do it.
Yeah, no, I think I completely agree. I think it's very important to actually not have something to do once in a while, rather than having constant stimulation. I literally watched a YouTube video by it's by a guy called Joe Delaney. I don't know if you know about him. Yeah. And in his video, he came up with a very valid point, which I agree with, but I didn't really think about before. And he says that it's very important to be bored sometimes, because boredom will help nurture creativity, which I think is such a good point. And he brings the focus to things like shower thoughts, and how sometimes we'll have some of our best thoughts in the shower. And he says that's because we don't have that constant stimulation. That's one of the only times that you allow yourself to be bored, because you have to wash yourself. You don't have a choice. Like that's unfortunately the only situation, or one of the only situations which we have to put ourselves in to feel bored. But I think sometimes you should feel bored, and I think sometimes you should do things with your hands, like manual tasks
in the shower.
Get your no, I was going to say no. It doesn't match up what I say now, because I was going to start talking about kids. You just completely fucked my flow.
It's another topic right there.
No, so anyway, yeah, I was going to say get your kids to do things with their hands, but it's just not. Well, I can't say that now.
Yeah,
but not obviously,
in the shower.
In the shower, not in the shower.
Yeah,
but just I don't know, painting, stuff like that, like finger painting. I mean, when's the last time you did some finger painting, Ryan? Be honest.
I actually do it quite often, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I with my kids, I do. I don't like them sat there doing nothing. Well, I said doing nothing as in, I don't want them sat there just consuming TV or the tablet. So we go out and, what I do with my kids, I do things like, I say, right, go pick up 10 worms. And then go get them to pick up 10 worms in the garden. It's stuff like outside, so they're actually outside, but they're thinking, or go find some ladybugs and pick up some grasshoppers and have a little bug box and get them to put stuff in the bug.
Yeah, I think that's proper, so good for kids. Like finding spiders and stuff, and
so they're not again, my son, he is scared to go in the bush because of cobwebs, and I was like, no, we're going in the bush, mate. We are going in that bush. Because and we're going to get out, we're going to get some worms out and whatever, because it then conditions them. If you just let them be afraid, let them be scared, just let them sit down and be comfortable. I put them in uncomfortable situations. We catch a spider. I fucking hate spiders, but I always call them over and hey, come and look at the spider, and let them almost hold it in the glass, because it's if we don't do that, they're just gonna be fucking scared of everything. And same with I climbed a tree the other day, when the a couple months ago now in the summer. And I was like, my son was like, I don't want to go up. I was like, no, we're going up this tree, mate. We're going to go up this tree and we're going to climb it. Because otherwise, what, you just go stand down there where it's nice and comfortable. And with every day, because I know everything is so comfortable nowadays, you know, people are so consumed just by comfort, TV, nice foods, not doing anything hard. I said to my son, I was like, we are climbing this tree, mate. Whether you like it or not. I said, come here. And I picked him up and I climbed up the tree, not like stupidly high. And then he was having a great time. You know, same with like, I was like, we're going to go and pick out these bugs in this bush. He's like, I don't want to hold it. I was like, no, we're going to hold these worms, mate. We are holding these worms and these grasshoppers. I don't want to hold the we're going to hold the grasshoppers. And he does it and he's fine. But if you're just like, oh, okay, mate. Oh, all right. No, leave him alone. He doesn't want to hold it. He never will. And you'll never get through that stage of, hey, I don't want to do this, but actually I do it and it's not that bad. So yeah, I'll always get my kids not to sit around and do stuff. And my daughter will come up to me now and she's like, Daddy, can I do 100 burpees? I'm like, well, if you actually do it, you can. I said, if you go say you're going to do it, you're not going to do it, then don't do it. I said, but you're going to have to actually stick to it now. So they know that they're being conditioned to doing hard things from a young age. And I think that's what a lot of parents are doing wrong nowadays, is they're not actually getting their kids to do hard things. They just say, oh, I can't be bothered with the argument or the headache. Just take this tablet, shut up and sit down whilst I go and do what I want to do. Scroll through social media, some bollocks. So I think, you have to expose children to do hard things from a young age. Otherwise, they will just fall in that trap of sitting in front of the TV. And before you know it, they are consumed with mental health illnesses, riddled with obesity, and just have some fixation on some short-term dopamine that they've got from a young age, just by sat in front of on the sofa, sat in front of the TV, scrolling, watching, consuming rubbish. Yeah,
just sitting on the sofa eating like fucking spaghetti shapes and doing nothing. Yeah, this is shit. I think it's so important to stay like in contact with the world around us and stuff like that. And I think in another life, I would have liked to just fuck off and become a farmer or something, because I think becoming in contact. No, I suppose it's not. No, but I think being in contact with the world around you and nature, and just being like in direct contact with nature is so much more important than people think. I think getting fresh air and going for a walk and just having those, weird, pointless thoughts, I think that's so good for your brain. That is really where creativity happens, and people just aren't like in direct contact with the world around us. The animals around us, the environments, the ecosystems. Like just being aware. Like, we're animals at the end of the day, and we just live so like sheltered and so disconnected. I think it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, 100%. I do a lot of climbing. I do a lot of mountaineering, and a lot of the stuff I do is quite sketchy. It's not just a walk up Snowdon. So we're climbing up a different route which has exposure, and if you fall, you're going to die. But it's weird, because every ridge that I've ever been on is almost therapeutic in a way that there is nothing else in your brain other than what you're thinking about at that moment in time. You're thinking about 1 foot forward, where your hand placement is, where your foot placement is, because if you do fall, you will die. And I've been in some sketchy situations where like I've nearly slipped, and a lot of people are, oh, that's ridiculous, that's stupid. So, yeah, but it's very, very good for the mind. It just clears everything. There's no way I'm thinking about, oh, should this be done, and who messaged me and who said what. It's just, you are just thinking about that moment in time, and that is it. It's very, very therapeutic. And I done a solo climb not so long back. I went and done Crib Goch by myself, and yeah, man, that was great for the mind. Just being out, nice weather, under direct sunlight, no phones, nothing. You're just there in nature. You're high up. You can see things, and every 30 minutes to an hour, I would stop, sit down, just take in the scenery. No phone, and it's very therapeutic because you're not thinking about anything else. And I think that's what so many people are missing nowadays, because they're so consumed by everything else other than what they are doing, what other people are doing on social media, what's on TV, what's the latest politics, rather than, hey, what's going on in my life? Let me just take a step back, work out what I need to improve, work out, you know, what's going good in my life, what's not going good in my life, have some form of appreciation, and just take that step back, you know, and actually look at your surroundings, because sometimes the closer you look, the less you see, and you just need to take that, just de-associate yourself with reality and what's going on in the world, and just have that isolation outside in nature. And I think that will do wonders for people's mental health.
No, I think the key word is appreciation. 100%. No one appreciates the world around you.
No, it's taken for granted. We're so consumed. We're looking at our phone constantly that we just don't appreciate what's around us.
Literally just a little tablet with light coming out of it, and you just don't think about that until you put it down. The only like clarity that you get is just like, it's like post-nut screen clarity is when you put it down after scrolling. You're like, fuck, that was depressing. Like, what the fuck was I doing?
And this is the thing. It's like, you just scroll aimlessly. How do I end up like watching this? You know?
Yeah, I've just been scrolling for 30 minutes. Like, what did I get out of that? I saw a couple of good memes.
You can't remember it. And this is the trouble. Like, it's quite good because we're sat here having a conversation for like a couple of hours. It's very hard nowadays. You could be sat in a room with someone,
and they get their phone out. So this is what really annoys me. Okay, is the getting the phone out for a level of confidence, and I will try and avoid it as hard as I possibly can, even if it's a social situation where no one wants to talk. I will sit there without my phone and just look around. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, when people are uncomfortable, I think the thing that they go for so much is their phone. They'll be sitting there and you'll be having a conversation with them and they'll be like, oh, I'm running out of things to talk about. I'll just get my phone out. And I'll just be like, no, I'm not fucking getting my phone out. You know, I'll sit here for 5 minutes just quite happily.
Yeah.
And I'll have like a conversation with you, and like I might have to fucking think about some slightly more niche stuff to talk about. I don't give a fuck. I'd much rather have what some people call just like, you know, boring conversation. I'd much rather have a boring conversation than sit there scrolling while I'm in a room with someone else.
Yeah.
It just annoys me so much when people like, because it's just a level of rudeness as well. It's like they can't give you the time of day when they whip their phone out in front of you, and it's just like, just fucking stop it. Put it down. If we're talking, put the fucking phone down.
That's just human interaction is like lacking. Like, we just go to our phones for that confidence boost almost, because we know that we don't have the ability to actually talk to each other. So what we do is we just get our phone
hiding
out,
behind the phone. It's like I'm going to like hide my uncomfortability by looking at my phone.
Yeah.
It pisses me off so much.
100%. Yeah, there's no human interaction anymore. People are more consumed about what other people are doing in their lives than what they are their own. Yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong, we all fall into that trap. Like, I find myself scrolling aimlessly. I'm just like, man, what am I doing with myself? I could have done something way more productive. And we are all addicted to our phones, some more than others. But I think what's even worse is people who are addicted to external validation off of social media. You know, like likes, which don't mean a thing. Like, I use mine for business related stuff, so I have to care somewhat about what the views do. Same with this. So obviously we don't get many views on this, not yet. Maybe one day it'll be bigger than Joe Rogan.
We will. We just need to do something that goes viral.
Take our tops off.
Say something very controversial.
Yeah, I can think of a few things. But yeah, no, we have to care somewhat what the views and the likes and the engagement is. But just as an average person, if I didn't have a business, one, I wouldn't have social media. And if I did, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I need to, you know, oh my God, I've only got 10 likes this week. I need to, why do you give a fuck? Like, if you're not getting paid for it, that's why I don't understand. I get paid to post on social media to a degree. It's my business. But I'm like, if I didn't have a business, what would be the point? For external validation. I mean, again, each to their own, but I just don't know what the difference is by putting a picture on Instagram or a picture in my gallery on my camera roll. I don't know what the difference is to show you, hey guys, I'm doing this today. And we all fall in the trap. I've been there before. and you sort of look and go, why did I post that? Was it for other people? Was it for me? It was for them to validate what I'm doing is good. Or yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know why. People sit there waiting for the likes to reel in, and they'll keep refreshing it. Like that's the thing that most people do. That a lot of people won't admit is they keep refreshing, waiting for the likes. It's just depressing.
I do it for 12 hours a day. I do.
Yeah, I mean, you probably do, even though it's business related. Just because of how clicky it is and how like it's made to get your attention, you end up refreshing it. You're like, oh, this is doing better than that one. Oh, exciting.
Yeah, if I don't get over 10 likes, I cry.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I think you should.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking pathetic, to be honest with you.
That's what I think. I think, I'm so fat and ugly.
Just keep trying.
No one likes me.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely right, mate.
Yeah, no, I do.
If you're going to do it, you've got to do it well. So, yeah.
No. What? Changing the topic completely.
Yes.
Going back into the feeling comfortable, being in that comfortable society. What do you reckon on eating timing of eating? Do you think we're so comfortable as a society now that we're eating far too frequent and that we can't just go a few hours without food? Because realistically we're designed to go days without food, but if we go 3 hours without food now, we call ourselves starving, and we almost cry and think that we are going to drop dead because we haven't eaten within a few hours. What are your opinions on that?
I guess my opinion is the reason that people feel so not comfortable, hungry so often is just because of their shitty insulin sensitivity, and their blood sugar keeps dropping, going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. They're getting big drops after eating food, and they feel like they need the food to keep going, like often. I think that's the main reason people feel so obliged to eat so often. I 100% don't think that there's any rules to it. I don't think you need to eat by this times and stuff like that, unless you're like a professional athlete who needs to keep a certain amount of weight on and you're doing a lot of physical activity. So I eat about 3 meals a day personally, but the only reason I eat 3 meals a day is just so I can absorb more protein. I think that's the main reason to eat fairly frequently if you're like active and you're doing like bodybuilding or something like that, because you can only absorb a certain amount of protein in each meal. But you can quite happily, I think you could, I mean, in theory, you could go forever. I mean, the longer you go, the higher the stress level is going to be.
Yeah.
It just depends on how fucking tough you are, I guess, how bad you want it. But
very tough.
I think, yeah, if you're super duper tough, I think it can be helpful
12 weeks.
as like a reset. I mean, how long do you think you could fast for before you die? You personally?
Me personally.
You've got to keep in mind you've got muscle.
Yeah.
Like, before you... yeah, how long do you reckon you could go?
I don't know. So I'm going to do a 3-day fast next week. That's the longest fast I've ever been. So probably at the end of the 3 days, I'll have a more accurate answer. If I feel like I'm about to drop dead, I'll be like, maybe 4 days. I don't think 3 days I'm going to drop dead. I don't know. It depends. Like, the more body fat percentage you have, the more you can go. The more you can go. I don't know.
In theory, yeah.
I definitely think well over 30 days.
You think you personally could go for 40 days?
Yeah, well over 30 days, yeah. There's been accounts of people fasting for way longer. It's people with high body fat percentage. Your body will just start to eat itself. But I think, as long as you've got water, you can go a very long time without having food.
Interesting. How long do you think is the longest you could actually get a benefit from it?
Probably about 5 days, I reckon.
And you reckon after that the cortisol levels are just going to be too high and just cause you too much stress?
For me personally, probably. I mean, for me, it'd be just down to muscle mass, you know.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
I think with the amount of muscle mass, not saying I'm like super muscly, like 100% muscle mass, 0% body fat, but like, Yeah,
more than most people though.
Yeah, so I think definitely going to struggle a little bit more. Like, I notice when I'm climbing mountains with people who don't have as much muscle mass, I feel way more depleted quicker, and it's not because I'm less fit. It's because my body's working a little bit harder to keep myself going, and I find that I need to stop more frequently and have more quick, fast carbs than the person without muscle mass. They can go way longer without the fatigue on their muscles and without feeling as tired, whereas I need to have that the constant flow of calories and carbohydrates. So I think on the fast it'd be similar. I think after 3 or 4 days I'd start to struggle, so I'm going to do 3 days now just as a hard reset, just with water. But yeah, I reckon after 3 days, 4 or 5 days, I'd definitely really start to struggle, and then it'd be actually probably quite a negative impact in terms of my body might start trying to take some muscle away and I'm losing some muscle mass. So what about you?
I don't know. I've never tried it, so I can't give an accurate answer.
Try it.
I might do, to be fair. I think it can be quite a nice little reset. I think a bit of hardship now and then can be a bit of a reset for your brain, if anything.
Yeah. I
know there are benefits which you've probably looked into more than I have. At one point I did look into it, but I forgot most of it. But you were saying it's anti-cancerous.
Yeah, so you go to
theoretically
a state of ketosis, and if you look at a lot of cancer, and just a lot of inflammatory diseases, well, it's caused by inflammation, and our bodies, especially if we're having high consumption of sugar and carbohydrates, we are gonna have inflammation somewhere in the body. So fasting for an extended period of time, one is going to repair your gut microbiome, repair your immune system, and it's going to reduce inflammation. So especially people with stomach issues and stuff, giving their digestive system a little bit of a break, focusing on reducing inflammation is definitely going to be beneficial. And I think as well, increase after 72 hours, your growth hormone starts to spike. In men, testosterone levels will start to spike, and obviously when you're going to be burning fat, obviously the less fat you have on your body, the better. So there's so many different benefits that you can gain from it. But I do think in order to get a lot of these benefits, it needs to be over 3 days, 72 hours, the research suggests. So with people who are hey, I just do intermittent fasting, you're not really giving your body a hard reset or enough of a break for it to really benefit you. And as well, alongside all of that, I think it's great for if you find yourself craving certain foods due to your insulin sensitivity, your blood sugar levels going crazy because you're having carbohydrates in the morning, or you're having highly palatable, addictive carbohydrates and sugars, to give yourself a bit of a hard reset to kill the cravings. And it's good for a little bit of mental resilience as well. So I think fasting has multiple benefits, mentally and physically. I just think a lot of people should try it.
Yeah, I might do one at some point, to be fair. I haven't looked into fasting, but I have looked into, at one point I did look into keto. There may be something interesting. You might have seen it yourself already. There was just something I was just checking, because I don't want to say anything unless I just wanted to double check. But with keto, if you're healthy and you've got more lean mass, you're actually more likely for your LDL to go up, which is your shitty cholesterol, the type that gets in your.
So a lot of people with carnivore, they have really bad LDL.
Yeah. See, that's interesting, because when you're fat and you do it, you kind of get the opposite, and you don't get as high a LDL. And I think just based on that, I think a lot of healthy people who do keto maybe should look into not doing keto.
Yeah,
because that's what I was, as far as I know, that's bad.
Yeah, and then there's that whole thing where a lot of people say that LDL doesn't actually matter You've heard all of that?
No.
There's a lot of people saying that LDL doesn't actually matter. And it's just like a made up thing. Now, I'm not qualified to talk on that conspiracy. But yeah, no, it's very common for people to do carnivore, keto, and have the LDL go up. I suppose if you're overweight and you do it, it'd probably make it better because you're actually probably going to reduce your weight. So if you're fat and you're overweight and you're using keto or carnivore as an initial method to lose weight, you probably find you just losing weight is going to improve all of your markers, your cholesterol, all of your blood work. But then if you're, like you say, if you're fit and healthy and you start doing that, it's probably you're if you're fat and you're overweight, you've got a lot of room to come down. Whereas if you're fit and healthy, you're starting from that base level. Then if you then just have carnivore and keto, it's probably could raise those levels a little bit. But in terms of the conspiracy and the myths around LDL, I don't know. I don't know what I think about it.
Do you think we're just at a point now where we just question stuff too much, or like we're just hyper skeptical on any advice, even given by scientists? And I know science isn't necessarily perfect, and there'll be room for debate in a lot of things and studies, and some studies will indicate and some studies will suggest. But I think personally, we've become at such a point that we're becoming so skeptical. I think it can become a detriment at a certain point.
Yeah, I think we are way more skeptical nowadays, but I do think rightly so, because sometimes you've got to look at where the studies are coming from, because who's funding the studies and what are they trying to get out of it? Because a lot of these companies will fund the studies for a particular bias. If I wanted to prove something and wanted to sell a product and have a health claim, I would fund a study that is in my favour and ignore all of this side of the study. Let's just focus on these health claims. I can increase this, increase that, increase this. Don't worry about the negatives though, because we're not going to advertise that on this particular product. So I think you've got to really look at who's funding these studies and what the bias is. And that is the trouble nowadays, is that everyone's got a bias, and it's due to capitalism. And a lot of these studies, they contain so many variables. But if you actually look at the study reports, the health claims that these companies are coming out with are just crazy. And no one's going to actually go and look at the studies. No one's going to go see, okay, who funded it? Why did they fund it? What the variables? Who did they test on? What age range were they? And it's just so vague. A lot of these studies are just so vague, and it's to push a narrative, I believe.
Do you think that makes that much of a difference? Do you think it really is just a whole fucked situation where the people who have money can really switch things that much? If they did a study and they found something they didn't like, do you think they could sweep it under the carpet? Do you think that they're really at that level?
100%.
Do you think studies and science is that biased and that controlled by people with money?
There's so much evidence. Yeah, there's so many evidence. You ever listen to a book called Ultra Processed People?
No, heard of it, I think.
So it goes in all the fast food, how they've literally just manipulated their whole studies. Literally, the fast food companies have just literally manipulated everything. Look at margarine and butter. Margarine came out and said they want to get rid of butter. So they then came out with all those new, butter is high in cholesterol, and we do this, that, and the other, and it's completely biased. And when you actually look at the most recent studies, everything points to margarine being the worst thing you could possibly have. But if you look at the studies years ago, it was the other way around. And it talks about this in the book, it's because they paid to have certain studies done to get people to stop buy their products and not butter. It's just a free for all.
So who do you think we should believe? Do you think we should just go full crazy and just start believing conspiracy theories and stuff? Don't trust the government.
Eddie Aboo.
This is shit. Don't eat this.
Just don't eat anything.
Don't eat anything apart from You see the video where he went into a butcher's and just ate like a raw piece of steak?
No.
That was rank.
No.
He just went into a butcher's and he asked for like the biggest piece of steak, and he was like, "Oh, this is delicious," and just took a bite out of it.
That's bullshit. Like, I understand the message he's trying to push, but I also don't agree with the way he's doing it. I think it's very captivating and very engaging the way he does it, but I don't think he's that intelligent.
Probably not.
Not in a horrible way. I just don't think he doesn't come out with no actual scientific facts or studies, or
No.
I know obviously some of these studies can be biased, but it's like going into a butcher's and just eating raw meat and then trying to convince yourself and other people that it tastes nice. It doesn't. Like, I don't care. Like, cool, you can eat meat, but it might be good for you, and eating it raw or whatever. It doesn't fucking taste good, mate. Like,
No.
and it's no one's like, all it's gonna do is put people off. People who go and try it and go, "What the fuck? What the fuck? This is horrible." So Eddie Abiel, his message I can get behind. Try and get people away from processed foods, ultra processed foods, but I don't believe you just need to eat carnivore in order to do that. You know, like, show me the science where it says sweet potatoes are bad for you. Show me the science where it says sourdough bread is going to give you cancer. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any studies which suggest that, you know, or like, yeah, it's yeah, I don't disagree with his message, but I think it's too much of an extreme opinion for the average person to actually benefit from.
So do you reckon the studies are a bit fucked up where they say red meat causes cancer? Because that's a very widely believed narrative.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe it does, because red meat causes cancer.
It's prostate cancer specifically, I believe.
Yeah, but it's like, but then there's so many other variables, because if me and you got tested and we both had a red meat diet and we both consumed it, it's like, but what else is in your diet? See what I mean? Are they taking into account that person could be having like chocolate, sweets, sugar, body fat percentage levels? I just think, like, when you look at like someone's whole lifestyle, exercise, sleep, you know, then just pinpoint one thing out of their whole lifestyle and go, is this which is causing it? That's what I struggle to get behind. People are red meat causes cancer, but what about everything else in their lifestyle? You know,
potentially. I guess it could be skewed. I don't know. I mean, it's such a widely believed narrative. I'd hope that there'd been multiple studies done on it to actually get to this point. Yeah,
I think when you have these studies done, again, a lot of these studies I think are pushing the bias, and they're saying, hey, this is a carcinogenic, this causes cancer, which I agree with, but in conjunction with other things. It's not just that one thing. That if you're going to get cancer, not because you're having this one thing, it's because your whole lifestyle. It's because of your sugar consumption. It's because of your lack of sleep, your poor nutrition, over consuming calories, lack of exercise. Not just this one ingredient. I think it's a magnitude of different ingredients, different lifestyle factors, which is causing a disease that extreme. Rather than just having, right, this person's just having Pepsi Max, it's that. This person's just having red meat, it's that. I think it's a combination of multiple things which will be causing it.
Because unless you put someone on a specifically red meat only diet,
that's it, nothing else.
You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And you'd have to do it for a fairly long time as well to know about the long-term effects of it. Like, yeah, you could only know about the long-term effects in like 10 years' time if you put someone on a red meat diet for like 10 years and you had to do it with multiple people. That's the only way you could know for completely sure. So I suppose it is kind of indications and suggestions that people are going by, which I suppose is all we can really go by at this point. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I'm not entirely sure where I sit on that one.
Just eat
I mean, I'll try. I'll make an effort to not have red meat for every single meal, just in case, you know. There's every likelihood it could, but I don't know, I still eat a fair bit of red meat. I don't think it's going to do you any harm. I think you're probably less likely to get cancer than people who live bad lifestyles. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, cool, you eat red meat a little bit more than the average person, but you also exercise more than the average person. You have good nutrition, good sleep. You know, it's okay. It's definitely in your favour that you probably are less likely to get something like that compared to someone who doesn't do any of those things but doesn't eat red meat. You know?
Yeah. I think we should finish off the episode with a little bit of beatboxing.
Got it.
That's it.
Yeah. I reckon you should spit some bars.
No.
Are you sure? Last opportunity. This could go viral.
We could make it the intro and have it on every episode.
You could, like, honestly, someone could see you spitting some bars,
and that's how we go viral.
And that's it, mate.
That's my ability.
You could say goodbye to personal training, and you'd be like a fucking rapper or something.
I could get up on stage and kiss someone's wife. You never know.
If you was a rapper, what would your stage name be? Like an MC or something.
Lil Luke.
That's the new title of this podcast. Lil Luke.
Lil Luke
on the mic, spin bars.